till today, that 1 year seems like a nightmare that nobody should have to go through.
How sick Husena was, of course, this was a very high-risk operation.
Her life was in danger.
The right side of the heart can also start to fail.
اكتشفنا إنه البطين الأيمن متضخم جدا.
She would collapse and maybe the heart and the lungs will give up and stop working.
We have reached a moment where without this kind of surgery, her expected survival would have been few months.
طبعا هنا في مشكلتين، إنه عضلة القلب ضعيفة وكمان الرئة ضعيفة.
Where we had a donor and an offer.
What if I don't come out? What if something happens? Or what if I don't step out of the hospital? That fear was always there.
مرض ضغط الشريان الرئوي من الأمراض النادرة والخطيرة جدا.
My story started somewhere in 2008-2010 when I started realizing that I'm not being able to do as much as I could earlier. Physically, I felt more restricted and I felt like I could not do as much as I could do before, and my breathing had got affected severely.
For years, she has suffered from a pulmonary vascular disease, a rare disease that affects the big vessel of the lung or cause a disorder or disease called pulmonary hypertension.
Pulmonary hypertension is it's a disease that affects the blood vessels around the heart. This increases the pressure and it causes a lot of symptoms for the patients. Especially it causes significant breathlessness, and the breathlessness makes the patients not able to do their daily activities.
The lungs are diseased, and as a result, they're causing back pressure on the right side of the heart. Because of that problem, the right side of the heart can also start to fail over time. The heart is a pump, as we know. It has to pump blood into the lungs. If the lungs are very stiff, the back pressure in the heart keeps building up and the heart starts to fail.
التشخيص في ضغط الشريان الرئوي دايما بيكون صعب ودايما بيكون يعني بالنسبة للدكاترة معقد، لأنه بيشتبه على الأمر الربو والأمراض الأخرى الصدرية اللي هي البسيطة ما بتتحسنش، وفي نفس الوقت ارتباط الشريان الرئوي إنه بيعمل ضعف في عضلة القلب، بيخلي عضلة القلب مع الوقت بتتدهور وما بتتحملش الضغط العالي.
The symptoms were shortness of breath, tightness in the chest. It's like your whole chest is on fire. You can't breathe. It's in immense amounts of pain.
Her life was in danger. And this is where, again, our work as a team to combine our effort to work with the patient herself to decide what's best with her.
She was not able to walk. She was not able to, sleep well at night without having oxygen.
فلما عملنا لها الإيكو اكتشفنا إنه البطين الأيمن متضخم جدا، اللي هو بيؤدي إلى ضخ الدم إلى الرئة، وضعيف جدا وضغط عالي جدا فوق ال100. يكفي زراعة الرئتين يرجع عضلة القلب إلى الطبيعي لو الموضوع ده اتنفذ في فترة مبكرة.
When I came to Dr. Hani Sabur for the first time, he is the first person who did not show me a problem, he showed me a solution.
So Husena, here's the echo again. So we've tried with a lot of medications, and we have you on the medication with the pump, and I know you're having a lot of side effects from it, but it's helping to at least stabilize the heart function. But I think at this point, we really don't have any choice except to go ahead with a lung transplant, because right now the heart is being affected severely by the lung. That's the serious problem. And I know you had some discussions with some doctors overseas, but you definitely don't need a heart transplant. If we fix the lungs now, the heart will recover completely.
I have full faith and full trust in you. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll go with whatever you say. You know I'm nervous.
I know.
You know I have been nervous to take this decision.
She was walking less distance, she was more short of breath, and not able even to do her daily basic activity.
I had a lot of pain. I had pain in the jaw, in the chest, tightness, shortness of breath. I used to start I blacked out completely at one point even, and it just felt wrong. It didn't feel right, and it felt like something is going to happen if I don't take action soon.
We did all of the necessary tests to prepare her for the lung transplant very quickly, and we got her to a point where she was accepted for a lung transplant.
To have access to Dr. Hani Saboor at Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi, who's one of the specialists in pulmonary hypertension. I had to move heaven and earth to get here, but when I did, from the moment I did, my life has changed, because the way my condition has been managed since then.
Transplant of any organ, heart, lung, liver, kidney, is a life-altering surgery. Any surgery changes your life, but this is a massive operation where we take your lungs out, put the person on the heart-lung bypass machine to support them during the surgery and sometimes even after the surgery, and that's what we had to do for Husena also.
She came to the hospital, she was admitted, we talked with her and we said, it's time for you to go for the surgery.
وسبحان الله جالها فرصة المتبرع.
Thank you for getting together to discuss the situation with your transplant. We know that your lungs are failing. It's starting to affect your heart. Dr. Hani has put you on a lot of medicines to manage the blood pressure inside your lungs, which, as you know, is your severe pulmonary hypertension. So our transplant team with Dr. Saeed, Dr. Fadi, Dr. Hani, everyone else, we've listed you for transplant. And we're in a very fortunate situation where in the UAE we have access to very good organs, and we're not limited by any nationality or any age or any other factors that would stop you from getting a transplant. So you don't have to travel anywhere else for this. We were happy to offer you this service here. So we think that we found the right donor for you, and we think these are going to be good lungs that hopefully, inshallah, will last you a very long time.
Emirates Organ Transplantation Center يعني البوليسي اللي موجودة فيها إنه كل المرضى في الإمارات سواء مقيم أو مواطن ممكن نتيح لي فرصة الزراعة دي.
Her donor was a brain dead donor. So as the transplant team, we get contact from the organ procurement team here in the UAE, and then we assess the lungs. So when we assessed the lungs were in excellent condition. They were a good match for her in terms of her size, her blood count, and her immune system, so that there would be no rejection afterwards.
My doctors here who actually held my hand like a parent would. They held my hand and told me that trust us, we are making the correct choice for you. We are not going to put you in a situation that's going to be detrimental to your health.
طبعا هنا في مشكلتين، انه عضلة القلب ضعيفة وكمان الرئة ضعيفة، فالتخدير هنا في منتهى الصعوبة والخطورة.
She had about 10-hour-long surgery, during which time she had to be supported with the heart-lung bypass machine We took out her lungs, transplanted the new lungs.
She went for a complex lung surgery. The donor matched her perfectly.
A very high-risk surgery. So having the right team in terms of the medical team, the surgical team, the anesthetic team, and the intensive care team, and all of the other people, there's hundreds of other people involved in making this kind of transplant a success.
فالعملية بتاعتها يعني ما شاء الله مشيت بشكل سموث، وأنا أعتقد إن هي لأنه كانت بتاخد الدواء التحضيري قبليها بسنة بشكل مكثف، بحيث إن إحنا نقدر ندخلها لأحسن مرحلة ممكن تصل إليها وتعمل الزراعة بشكل ناجح الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah, the procedure was done well. Everything went well. After a few hours of the complex surgery, they were able to place the 2 lungs in. She's doing great. She will need a few minutes and maybe 30 minutes she will wake up. She'll be able to talk with you. Everything went very well. We expect a speedy recovery. She'll be in the ICU for the next few days, but I can see her going out of the ICU soon. Right now, we expect her to start breathing normally with no oxygen, and she'll be able to go back and function as a normal person. Everything that she had before the transplant is over.
It was a miracle, as it always, most of the times is. With the new lungs, her heart started to work better, and all her body organs started to perform better.
ضغط الشريان الرئوي مرض نادر وخطير جدا، ويصيب الناس في عمر الشباب وأول ثلاثينية من العمر. والمشكلة فيها حاجتين، المرض ده لو ما بيتعالجش الوفاة 50% في أول سنة من غير علاج. مع العلاج ولله الحمد ممكن نغير الكيرف ده ويمتد الحياة بتاعت المريض ل7 سنين أو 8 سنين مع العلاج. إنما في نهاية الأمر لو العلاج لم ينفع يبقى لازم نغير الرئتين ونحمي القلب على أساس إنه القلب نفسه ما يتأثرش مع تأخير العلاج.
There's nothing more miraculous right now in my life than knowing that I have someone else's organs living and breathing in my body, and it's the biggest gift someone could give me. And an absolute stranger has given me a part of themselves.
A single donor saved multiple lives. That donor, provided the lungs, the liver, the kidney, and many other important organs for patients who are now back with their family.
So my message really is that we should all be organ donors. We should encourage our family members to be organ donors, and we should take part to give people who are dying new life and new hope, like the person who donated for Husena's lung has given Husena a new lung.
She is a fighter. She fought every bit tooth and nail. She came very close to some very catastrophic complications before the transplant.
Had I been diagnosed earlier, had I had the chance to meet these doctors earlier, I would have had a very different story to tell today.
Husena came from a very dire situation where her life was in a critical condition and she was very close to death. And today she's living a new life. She's living a happier life. She has a future.
This organ transplant has given me a new lease to life. It's given me a new chance.
We have reached a moment where without this kind of surgery, her expected survival would have been few months. We have seen gradually over months how much she is more short of breath, how much she is more distressed, how much dose of that medication being double and triple within a few weeks or months. And at the same time, we could see clearly how that pump function of the right heart is failing and how that pressure is going up despite that.
Just the fact that we can see her now living a normal life, running, being with her family and her kids, and that's an achievement in itself.
An amazing family that were definitely during a difficult time where they had a family member who's technically dead, they still decided to give lives for multiple people.
I think of all the things that we can achieve as human beings in our lives, we can give gifts to people, we can give charity, and this is the ultimate sacrifice, this is the ultimate charity. I think this is where one person can save many lives and make an impact on society that you probably will not be able to make by making any other type of donation.
تبرع من المريض عمل لها هي عمر جديد وحياة جديدة من غير أدوية الشريان الرئوي، من غير الأكسجين، من غير السايد افكتس، فقط بننتبه لأدوية المناعة، وإن شاء الله لها عمر مديد وجديد إن شاء الله.
Signed up as an organ donor with Hayat. I have my own donor card. All you have to do is do that.
Thank you, Husena. Thank you very much for participating. Yeah, this is great. Thank you.
It's been my honor and my pleasure.
Thank you very much.
The UAE has gifted me something that is immeasurable by giving me these organs.